I'm Jay Thrill. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm a producer. I've worked with D12, Strong Arm Steady, Living Legends, Mace, Quali, just to name a few.
Yeah, my name is DJ Khalil, Aftermath staff producer, one half of Self Scientific and one part of a new group called the New Royales.
I actually started out as an MC. I was in a group called This Way to Sound, and all of us, well, the two of us, we were both producers and MCs. So that was where I got my whole start.
I started out DJing. I was a mobile DJ through junior high, around 87, 88. My dad had an incredible jazz collection, and he had rare soul and all kind of stuff. So I used to just kind of pick through his his stash, and then from there it just developed on.
I had two uncles also who were DJs, so they had huge record collections as well, and that's kind of where I started sampling a lot of stuff. Because when I first started rhyming, we used to literally, we had an SK1 at first. We'd have to speed stuff up to 78 just to sample it. So we do that, or we just take old meters breaks and just rhyme over the whole break.
We kind of came up in the golden age of hip hop, so we're kind of influenced by just incredible music, incredible talent. So that was kind of like a time for innovation, for hip hop really. The first piece of gear that I bought was an ASR-10 made by Sonic, and that was I bought that in '93, I went to New York, and I was in college at the time, and that's all I did every day was study and make beats,
My first piece actually, I had two. I had one of those phrase samplers, like a Dr. Rhythm, and I used to use a 4-track. Then I got an MS-1, a Roland MS-1. To make a beat back then took forever. It would take a long time to really get it going, but the stuff I used to use at home, I used to do it with a 4-track. Pro Tools allows for a lot of flexibility in the way that you create.
I use Pro Tools basically as my virtual mixing board, so everything runs through it. All my keyboards to my turntable right here, everything's wired in, so I can basically access it immediately. I don't have to wait for anything. I don't have to wait for a tape machine, and I can pull instruments up. Whether it's hybrid or or like I said, Velvet, or even any of the other plugins that I've been using.
The effects are pretty much limitless, and the compressors are great too for drums, because I still do all my drums in MPC 2000 XL. But when I go ahead and put them in the Pro Tools and some of the compression, and actually a lot of the presets are great. A lot of the presets they have for a ton of the plugins work really well.
The way I like to create, I like to create with a lot of musicians and a lot of interaction, And I want people to be able to jump on stuff immediately, and I can go in and record. And then I can put EQs on stuff. I can put effects on everything, you know what I'm saying? Like each channel I can record with an effect on it, and it'll sound like something that's coming from these old records over here.
Also, to be able to see the waves the way you're able to see them allows you to do a lot with the audio as far as putting together and cutting, splicing, and kind of reimagining some of the stuff that you're working on.
It's actually helped me get out of sampling, which, I get more publishing off of that. I make more money, and creatively, my music is going to a whole different level, to where Dr. Dre can't tell whether I sample something or not.
I mean, it basically allows you to have limitless access to the same things that before you couldn't. It's just made the creative process a lot faster. It's not like it was back in the day.
I travel with my inbox. I have my computer, my backpack with my inbox at all times. So if I go to see Dre and he wants me to change the drum sound, I can change it right there on the spot.
I mean, it makes it so it's so convenient now that a lot of the times people almost don't even have to see each other anymore. It's not like you got a 10-pound tape anymore. I mean, you'll do something in Pro Tools that you can email somebody now. Somebody can open up your session, and now it's going to sound the same way it sounded when you sent it.
You're able just to connect with so many different people, and all you have to do is just give them your session, let them do their thing. They can bring it back, so you don't necessarily have to be in the same room to create. I mean, I've been able to get on a lot of huge projects just by the work I've done here, and just using Pro Tools and using my 002. I mean, that's, I've done pretty much everything.
Ultimately, Pro Tools has opened up a lot for me. You're gonna get pretty much what's the industry standard for sound out of Pro Tools.